Okay, look. I know last night was a little aggressive. You had tequila and pickleback shots. You deserve to suffer. What if I give you one of these? It's got DHM, milk thistle, antioxidants, and I'll drink water. A full glass, no ice, room temp. Fine, but if you text your ex again, I'm done. Hey, how you doing there? My name is Jake, and this is Bottom Line, here to provide bottom line takeaways on health and supplements. Today's video, we're talking about hangover supplements. Surprisingly worth it?
Worth it or worthless?
They say no supplement can save you from drinking like you're still in college. I mean, so I've heard. I went to the most stone cold sober school in the United States for college, so I'll take your word for it. But today, I'd like to respectfully disagree, or at least present my case. So I drink, not in a call your sponsor kind of way, more in a why do I have 3 open bottles of wine in my fridge kind of way. And like many people who have adult responsibilities and poor impulse control, I've spent the next mornings trying to undo the night before from time to time, which is where these come in. After alcohol supplements, or as I like to call them, repentance in capsule form. The hangover. Scientifically speaking, it's what happens when your body realizes you poisoned it and decides to punish you with dry mouth, existential dread, and sometimes diarrhea.
Unlimited diarrhea.
Traditional remedies include electrolytes, greasy food, and praying to whatever god you made eye contact with at 2 a.m. And if that god happened to be a street taco, I regret nothing. What these supplements claim: reduces alcohol's negative effects, promotes liver health, grants you forgiveness for ordering 3 rounds of Jaeger bombs. Cheers, Flyby, no days wasted, morning recovery, promise to help you feel better after drinking by supporting liver health, boosting glutathione, and reducing the dreaded acetaldehyde buildup. We'll talk about what that is if you aren't familiar. Clinically studied, backed by science, doctor formulated, which sounds great. Until you realize that technically, kale is also doctor recommended. And I'm still not eating that shit willingly. But let's talk about glutathione for a minute. What the shit is that? Think of glutathione as your body's janitor. It quietly mops up the toxic mess your liver can't deal with alone, like acetaldehyde, which, as I mentioned, is the molecule responsible for making you question all your life's decisions. Without glutathione, your cells basically look like a frat house the morning after. With it, they look like, well, still the frat house, but at least someone took out the trash. Glutathione is like the one guy in your group project who actually does the work while everyone else just drinks protein shakes and waits for their turn to present. So what's in it? Let's look at what's actually inside these after alcohol supplements. Spoiler, it's not magic, unless you consider dihydromyristin to be magic, in which case you may be sponsored. So ingredient 1, DHM, which is a real thing, and not, as I assumed, something you'd get kicked off a dating app for mentioning. It may help your liver break down acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is a product of alcohol metabolism in the body. It can be found in automobile and diesel exhaust, and is also produced from burning wood and other materials. It's also considered a potential carcinogen. Acetaldehyde is the main culprit behind many of the symptoms that come with alcohol consumption, such as flushing, nausea, and headache. In mice, DHM has shown promise. And if I had $1 for every promising mouse study that didn't translate to humans, I could afford to drink less. Ingredient number 2 that you typically see in these products: NAC, which is short for N-acetylcysteine. So NAC helps produce glutathione, your body's natural antioxidant. It's also been banned from some of these products because the FDA decided it might be a drug and works a little too well. So yeah, regulation? Fun. Sometimes companies will use L-cysteine instead because the FDA doesn't have as big of a problem with it, aka doesn't work as well. Ingredient number 3 you typically see in these kind of products: milk thistle. Milk thistle has been used for centuries, possibly by people who drank moonshine from a bucket, or medieval peasants who thought headaches were caused by demons, which in fairness, is still more accurate than half of the shit on Reddit. It was introduced into North America by early colonists and used for liver disorders, and also to increase breast milk production. Nice. Most studies show milk thistle improves liver function and increases survival in people with cirrhosis or chronic hepatitis, so it's solid. Other stuff you'll typically see: ginger, turmeric, B vitamins, and electrolytes. All the things that look like they belong in a green smoothie, but somehow ended up in your oops, I blacked out survival kit. Basically, a Whole Foods clearance rack in capsule form. So yeah, antioxidants. What are those? Antioxidants are substances that protect our cells from damage caused by free radicals, which are unstable molecules produced during normal metabolism. These free radicals can contribute to a ton of health problems, including cancer, heart disease, and aging. Ew, aging. Antioxidants neutralize these free radicals, prevent them from causing harm, and potentially offer benefits like enhanced immunity, like a BFF in capsule form. Let's talk about some specific brands here. Number one, which is probably the most well-known brand, Cheers Health. Key ingredients would be the ones we mentioned: DHM, milk thistle, NAC in some versions, and B vitamins. Sponsored by no one. Number two, Flyby Recovery. Their key ingredients: DHM, milk thistle, B vitamins, electrolytes. This is the budget version of Cheers. Number three, No Days Wasted. Very brand forward, slick packaging, hydration and recovery focus. And you're supposed to take it before you drink instead of after. Key ingredients: DHM, electrolytes, vitamins, and prickly pear. Great if your main concern is looking cool while fighting dehydration. Last on the list, ZBiotics. Technically a probiotic, not a traditional supplement. Their claim is that it's an engineered bacteria that breaks down acetaldehyde in your gut. It's scientifically innovative, but it is pricey. It's about $10 a shot. This is the biotech startup of hangover cures. Does it work, or is it just Silicon Valley trying to outdrink everyone else? I mean, it's either curing hangovers or incubating the next pandemic in your gut microbiome. Time will tell. Shout out to Scott Galloway and Absolute G, who has been promoting this one lately. And the award for most likely to make me feel like I have my life together goes to Cheers for convincing me that health comes in capsule form. Couple other shout outs. We got to give a shout out to Liquid IV, not specifically marketed for alcohol recovery, but tons of people use it that way. Another one would be Waterboy. They do have products specifically for after a wild weekend. And also LMNT. Check out my previous video on these bad boys. They've got double the sodium of Liquid IV, so very popular. Now, here's the part where I ruin my credibility. I actually like Cheers. Look, I'm not saying it makes me invincible, but I have woken up feeling almost like a functioning member of society. I've used it for the past few months, and every time I do, I wake up feeling noticeably less like roadkill. Is it placebo? Possibly. Is it working? Also, yes. And they aren't even paying me to say this, but feel free to do so. The data isn't exactly conclusive. Some studies show potential. Many are small or animal-based, and the dosing in commercial products isn't always transparent. Read proprietary blends, which aren't necessarily bad, but they do allow bad actors to sell a ton of stuff to consumers who don't know any better. We'll do an in-depth video on proprietary blends and how to sniff out the bullshit in those on a future video. That said, lack of large-scale clinical trials doesn't automatically mean something doesn't work. It might just mean no one's throwing money at drunk people to find out. Yet. I'm willing. Pay me all the monies. We've got millions of dollars for skincare studies, but zero for drunk people? Justice. Justice for the brunchers. Let's be clear. No supplement can unsend that DM you sent at 2 a.m. Unless it's a text to your ex about crypto. In that case, you deserve the hangover. It's also not going to completely erase the biological disaster that is alcohol metabolism. It is a poison. But some of these might reduce symptoms, help with sleep, or support recovery in a small but real way. What's the verdict? Are after alcohol supplements a miracle cure? No. But if you're like me, someone who drinks, cares about feeling okay the next day, and has accepted that kombucha is not a reliable solution, then yeah, they are worth trying. Surprisingly worth it. Thanks to glutathione, I'm still standing. Shout out to the unsung janitor of my insides. If you're watching this, love you, bro. So yeah, my verdict is these are surprisingly worth it, but manage your expectations. Also, drink water, you dehydrated gremlins. You don't need more B12, you need hydration, and probably a therapist. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these and how they worked for you. You could also comment below with your worst hangover decision. Winner gets my respect and a firm handshake from my dehydrated soul. Or if you just want to confess your worst hangover meal, we're all friends here. Please like and subscribe so I can afford more of these little regret vitamins. Thanks for checking out Bottom Line. We'll see you next time.